I want to talk to you about what happened tonight, okay? And got your information. Um, how long have you lived over at 410 6th Street?
Almost 2 years.
2 years?
Almost in December, it'll be 2 years.
Okay. So, what I want to know from you, and is just what happened tonight, and from the beginning to the end, what happened tonight.
I was at my mom's house earlier, and Cameron was texting asking if I could give him something to eat. So I told him.
Where's your mom's house?
At the Links.
At the Links. And you said Cameron?
Mm-hmm.
Who's Cameron?
He's my boyfriend.
Your boyfriend? Okay.
Or my ex-boyfriend or whatever.
Is he your ex or is he?
Kinda still in between. We're not broken up, but we weren't together. It's complicated.
It's complicated. Okay. But y'all still communicate, see each other?
No, I haven't. This is the first time I've seen him.
And it's going to be like that every so often. This was the first time you seen him
Today, yes, sir.
today?
Mm-hmm.
How long has it been since you seen him last?
I saw him yesterday.
Since yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What time yesterday?
About maybe 8-ish, 9, I'm not really sure.
At night?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Where'd you see him at yesterday?
At the edge.
At the edge?
Yes, sir.
Is that where he lives?
No.
No? Okay. Who lives at the edge?
I don't know the guy's name, one of his friends. He was over there at their house.
Okay. Alright. So you went to see him there.
Yes, sir.
And what did you go see him there for?
Yeah, he was going to come to my house, but he ended up staying there. So
Okay.
we weren't really on the best of terms, I guess. We broke up yesterday.
You broke up yesterday?
Yes,
Okay.
but he reached out to me today and said that he hadn't ate. So I told him that he could come get some food, but he wasn't supposed to stay at my house. So when he came to get the food, I gave him the plate, and then I asked him to go back outside because he couldn't stay at my house. And he just kept saying, well, I need to stay here. I don't have anywhere to go. And I said, well, you can go back to where you came from, but I want you to leave.
Are you talking about tonight?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Alright.
Yes.
So, tonight, you're at your apartment. Did you work today?
Yes, sir, I did.
Okay. What time did you get off?
Around 1:30.
1:30. And did you come straight home after work?
No, I went to my grandma's house, seen her earlier today.
Okay.
And then I went and picked my daughter up from school, and then I went to my mom's house until
Okay.
about 8 o'clock, maybe 8:30ish.
Okay. How old's your daughter?
She's 4.
4-year-old daughter. Okay. All right. Who's is your boyfriend your daughter's dad?
No, but I am pregnant. We have a child on the way.
Oh, okay. All right. How far along are you pregnant?
8 weeks.
8 weeks. All right. So you go to your mom's house. At the Links. Is that right?
Yes.
And then from what'd you do from there?
I stayed at her house for a little while, and he asked if he could come get some food.
Cameron?
Yes.
Okay.
So I told him, you can come get a plate. I told him he dropped off at my house. He can come get a plate, but he wasn't supposed to stay. Well, he told me that he didn't have a ride to my house, so I wasn't expecting him to be at my house this
Okay.
time of night.
So you left your mom's to go
Home.
home,
Yes,
and
I gave my daughter a bath, and
Okay.
when I was getting her out of the tub, he knocked on my door. And I was on the phone with my cousin already because I was talking to her about something.
who's your cousin?
Her name is Johanna.
Okay.
And so I was on the phone with her and we were talking, and I told her that someone was knocking at my door, and I hung up, and then I opened it and I got him a plate, and I told him, okay, here's your food, you can go, I don't want you to stay here tonight.
Did he, when you did that, did he come inside or?
He did, yes.
Okay.
He went back outside, took the plate, threw it at my car, and then he started knocking on the door again. And I came outside, and he had I guess a plank, a piece of wood. It had 2 nails in it. I'm not really sure. I don't know where it came from or any of that. But I asked him, I said, what are you doing with that? And then he was pointing at my car. I said, are you out here tearing up my stuff? And so I closed the door on him. At that point, I did tuck my gun into my breast because I didn't know if he was going to do anything to me, because he has hit me before. The first time he did it, I actually did call 911, but when I called the police, he snatched my TV off of the wall, so I hung the phone up, and they called me back, and they asked me if I needed help, and I said no, because I didn't know if he was going to do anything else. And that night, he choked me, and he punched me in my face.
How long ago was that?
Maybe a month or so. I believe it was August. I'm not really sure.
Okay, and you said you did call 911.
Yes.
But then
I hung up.
you hung up, and then when dispatch called you back,
I told them I didn't need it.
you didn't need anything. Okay. When you say choke,
He
what?
choked me.
Okay, with like
His hands, he choked me. I was on my back porch, and there's a rail on it. He held me over the rail, and he was choking me. He said, you can't call the police on me because I have a warrant. So I hung the phone up, and my mom and my brothers, they were actually still living in my house at the time. So they were there to witness that.
okay.
They didn't see him choke me, but they did see when he came back inside and he snatched the TV off the wall.
Okay. Did he leave after that, or
No, he stayed.
he stayed? Okay. Did you have any injuries then?
Oh, no, sir. Just sore. He didn't leave any bruises or anything.
How did you feel when he was choking you? Like,
I mean, I was kind of scratching at him back. I will say that I couldn't breathe, so I tried to like scratch at him to get off me. He did let me down when I started to scratch him.
okay. And he hit you too? Yeah.
Yes,
Where did he hit you at?
He struck me across my face.
Like a closed fist or
It
a
was
slap?
closed.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Did you have any injuries from that then?
No.
Okay.
Just sore.
Just sore, no bruising or anything? Did you take any pictures of yourself then?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I was just distraught.
Okay.
Didn't really think to take any pictures.
Yeah. Did you have the same phone number when you called? Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
All right. So going back to tonight, when you come back to the door the second time after giving him the plate, he's holding a
plank or a piece of wood.
how big was it?
It was pretty big. It was maybe about this long.
Okay.
This wide, and it had 2 nails in it.
Okay.
And I called my cousin back because I told her, I'm like, hey.
You're inside now with the door
Yes.
shut? Did you lock it or anything?
Yes, I did. And then he kept knocking, so I opened it again to tell him to leave.
Okay.
And he charged at me, and then that's when I shot him.
Okay.
Yes.
So when you see him with that plank of wood,
That's when I closed the door. And
you
I
closed the door. You said you asked him if he was out tearing up your car, or what he planned on doing with that?
Yes, sir. And he didn't answer me. He pointed at my car, and that's when I seen that he had threw the food all over it. I said, are you out here tearing up my stuff? And he said, yeah. And then I shut the door in his face because he was still holding it. I didn't know if he was going to try to charge in or what. My daughter's bedroom is right beside the door.
Okay.
And
So you said you were giving your daughter a bath. Had you already got her out of the bath and everything? Where was she at when you gave him the plate of food?
She was in her room.
In her room, okay. And same thing for when the second time when you answered the door, she was still in the room?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's right beside the front door, so her door was shut. So nothing happened to her. She was okay. He didn't harm her at all.
Okay. All right. So he came at you.
Yes. When I opened the door a second, after he had the wood, I closed the door and I called my cousin back and I told her, I said, hey, he's still here. And he said he's about to tear up my stuff. So she told me to start recording. So when I opened the door back the second time, I was recording him. He didn't have the wood in his hand.
On your phone?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. And, all right, so the door was closed again. Was that the third time that you closed the door on him?
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
When he had the wood, I closed the door, and then I called my cousin back, and I told her what was going on. And she said record, so if you need to call the police, you can show them what happened.
Okay. So, and you did that?
Yes.
You started recording on your phone?
Yes, sir.
And then
I opened the door again.
Okay.
He had put the wood down, but he kept saying, you better not call the police on me. I'm going to go to jail. I have a warrant. I said, well, you need to leave if you don't want to go to jail because I'm going to call them if you don't stop. And so he charged at me, and I yelled for help, and then I pulled out my gun.
Okay. When you were talking about your gun earlier and had put it on your chest, you put it in your shirt? Okay. At what point where was the gun at? Did you already have it on you, or?
No, sir.
After?
When I seen he got the wood, I went back to go get my phone to call my cousin, and my gun was inside of my purse on the kitchen counter.
Okay.
My phone was charging right beside the purse, so I seen it in there, and I just put it in there just in case, because I didn't know if he was going to try to attack me again, because he's done it on more than one occasion.
Okay. What kind of gun did you have?
I have a 9mm.
9mm? Do you know what kind of make and model or anything?
Taurus.
What color is it?
It's black.
Black. Okay. So you got that, put it in there for your protection.
Yes, sir.
Just because of his past coming at you or things he's done to you. Okay. Did you buy that gun?
Yes, sir, I did.
When did you buy it?
It's been a few months.
Okay.
I went around May.
Okay. All right. All right. So you had it. You answered the door again. You're recording at this point, and he comes at you.
Yes, sir.
How was he coming at you?
He jumped at me. He snatched my phone from me. When he snatched it, he scratched me a little, and I said stop, and I yelled out for help. And he took my phone, and I discharged my firearm. I guess I was trying to get him to stop. And so he ran away, and I knocked on my neighbor's door because he took my phone, so I couldn't call anyone for help. And then I went across to, I have another neighbor, her car was on, so I didn't know if she was in the car or not. I went over there, and I was trying to get her attention, but no one was in the car. So I had my car, and I drove to my mom's house because I just wanted to make sure, like, if anything happens, I wanted to know that my daughter would be safe while I came here to handle
Okay.
whatever.
And your daughter was still in the room that last time you answered the door?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So when he ran, I didn't know if he was going to come back or not. So we got in the car,
Okay. How were you holding the phone like when you were recording? What hand did you have in it?
This one.
Right hand? And you said he kind of scratched you? Or did he scratch you?
Here, I guess he didn't leave a mark.
Okay.
I washed my hands a few times.
But he did snatch the phone out of your hand?
Yes, sir, he took it.
Okay.
He ran.
What did he do when he took it from you?
He ran.
He ran? Okay.
When he took it, I was already in the process of trying to get my gun out because I was telling him, I said, you stop or I'm going to shoot you. And then he charged at me, grabbed the phone, and I pulled it out.
Okay. So you warned him
Yes,
about
sir.
that?
I did.
You were getting your gun out after he snatched the phone from you?
Yes, I guess it was all in the same. I don't really know the order it happened. It just happened really fast.
Yeah. That's That's a bad thing. That's a really eventful thing, bad. Um, so,
I didn't, honestly, I didn't know if he was about to try to jump on me or what he was doing. So I was getting ready to protect myself.
okay. Now, when he's at the door with the wood plank, and you're standing at the door, and you say, he's knocking, you answer it. Were you still in your house when you answered the door?
Yes, sir.
And where was he? Was he right there at the entrance of the door with that?
He was
At the steps. Okay. About how far away from the door is the steps? Is it right by?
the door. The steps they lead up to the doors.
Okay.
Right.
All right. When he's holding the piece of wood, how was he holding it?
I'm not sure if he held it up.
Like, was he holding it up like holding it like this, and the
If
wood's
he-
going up, or
Yes, sir.
holding it down? Or?
The nails were pointed up. So
Okay.
like if he was to swing it at me, I would get hit with the nails.
Okay. All right. And then the next time when you answer the door and you're recording, where is he at? Are you still in the house then?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you open the door, and where was he? Right there at the door then?
He was coming up the steps.
He was coming up the steps.
Yes, so I didn't know where he had put the wood or whatever it was. He didn't have it in his hand when I was with her that time.
Okay.
So I stood and recorded, and I kept telling him, you need to leave. I want you to go. You can't stay here. I told him multiple times. And then he charged at me. He kept saying, you better not call the police on me because I'm going to go to jail. I said, well, it's not my fault. You better leave if you don't want to go to jail.
What's his warrant? What is he? Does he have a warrant? What's it for?
I'm not really sure. He has
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. Has he ever been arrested before?
I believe so. Yes.
Okay. All right. So he grabs the phone from you. You're recording. He grabs the phone from you, and at that point, when he grabs the phone, is he still?
He's still there.
Still,
so
are you?
I'm pulling out and saying, you better stop or I'm going to shoot.
Okay. Are you like explaining how you're moving at that time?
So he takes it and I guess reached under.
Okay. Was it tucked underneath?
It was just there.
Okay. All right. Were you like retreating from him, or?
I was standing in the door. I didn't know if he was going to come or
Okay.
he was. But by the time I said that, I guess he was getting ready to run away. Yes, sir.
All right. So that was that all kind of happened real quick right there.
Yes.
Okay. And then you shot at him.
Yes, sir.
Okay. How did you shoot at him?
I don't know.
Just the best you can explain that to me.
I just raised it up and squeezed it.
Okay. Did it have any kind of safety on it or anything on the gun?
It does. I don't think it was on.
Okay. So it was already loaded, like one in the chamber in the barrel.
I didn't have to do anything to it.
It was ready to go. You didn't have to, do the slide back or anything like that. Okay. All right. Was it in a holster or anything, or it was just a gun under your shirt?
Just gun under.
Okay. So you raised it up and squeezed the trigger.
Yes.
Okay. At that point, like I said, that all happened quick. What were your intentions then?
I just wanted him to leave. I didn't know. I wasn't even aiming. Really, I just pointed. It was really supposed to be a warning shot. I didn't know if I hit him or not. He kept running, so I just said, well, this is my time to go, because I didn't know if he was going to come back or what he was going to do.
Okay. After, did you just shoot once?
Yes, sir.
One time, okay. Do you know how many rounds were in the gun?
No, sir.
No. And I'm assuming it has a slide on it, like a magazine, or a magazine that goes in.
Yes, sir.
Was that loaded all the way?
I don't believe so.
Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. So you do that, and he runs. How does he run out? At that point, he's in your apartment.
No, he was still standing at the door.
He's still at the door when he reaches to grab your phone and everything.
Yes.
He's still at the door. He never came in your apartment.
He did come in to get the food, but he didn't. After that, when I told him to come back out, he was stood at the door. He wouldn't leave from the area.
Yeah. At that point, when he snatched the phone out of your hand, he was outside, and you were in. You were still in your doorway.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So
And
yes.
and then when he ran, how did he run? Like,
He just ran. He ran towards the back, and I see him run through the fence.
okay.
Or, I don't know if there's a hole in it or what, but he ran toward the fence. And when he ran, I knocked on my neighbor, her doors to the left of mine. I knocked on her door to see if I could use her phone. Well, she didn't answer, so I tried to reach out to another neighbor, and she didn't answer. So the best thing I did was to go to my mom's house to get help, but no one was there when I got there.
At your mom's house.
Yes.
Okay. Tried your neighbor, couldn't get help there. So you got your daughter.
And we left. Yes, sir.
And you left.
I didn't even get to get her dressed because I was just getting her out of the tub when he knocked on it, so she only had on a diaper.
Okay. Then you drove your car
Yes, sir.
to your mom's.
Yeah.
What kind of car you got?
Ford Taurus.
Okay. Went to your mom's. Nobody was there. Then what?
I knocked on all of her neighbors' doors.
Okay.
I knocked upstairs. I knocked downstairs. I tried my dad's tablet. It was going slow, so I couldn't. I was going to try to call for Messenger. Couldn't get anything there. So I went to the neighboring building. I have a friend. She braids my daughter's hair, so I went there to try to use her phone, and that's when I was able to contact my mom, and she told me that we were already in the process of calling police. So I just stayed there.
Okay. All right. You said something about your dad's tablet.
He has a tablet at my mom's house.
At your mom's house. So you went in your mom's house. Okay.
Yes, the door was unlocked, so I went in there. I was trying to see if anyone had left the phone or anything so I could call. And I found the tablet, so I tried that, but it wasn't working.
Where was the tablet at when you found it?
In my mom's bed.
Okay.
Yes, so then after that wouldn't work, I went and knocked on her neighbor's door upstairs where she lives. Downstairs, I tried everybody, no one answered, so then I went over to the next building.
And the friend, or the
Yes.
is it friend, I guess, she braids your daughter's hair?
Yeah, she wasn't there, but her son's dad was, and he let me use his phone.
What's his name? Do you know his name?
I know a nickname D-Cam, that's about it.
What was it?
D-Cam.
D-Cam? Like the letter D and Cam? D-C-A-M?
D-E-C-A-M, I guess. Yes, sir. I don't know his real name. We're not friends. I'm friends with his.
Do you know what building that is? The apartment complex?
It might be 40.
40?
I'm not sure.
Okay. She wasn't there, and you used his phone to call your mom.
Yes.
And your mom said they were already calling police?
They were over at...
Where were they at?
They went to my house. My cousin Johanna that was on the phone, she was still on the phone while everything happened, so she called my mom.
Even when you were recording and everything?
Yes, I had her on the phone, so I knew someone would be able to hear everything that was going on. I wanted to make sure.
When you were recording, were you FaceTiming Johanna?
No.
Or was it just you just had the camera going, recording, and she was on audio, or she was on the phone?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So your mom Where were they at?
They went to my house. Will Johanna called her and told her what she heard over the phone, so they rushed to my house.
Okay. Who's they?
My mom and Johanna.
Okay.
And I think my brother's went too, because no one was at her house. So.
What's your
Quincy.
Quincy?
Mm-hmm.
What's his last name?
Hull.
Hull?
Yes.
Okay. And they went to your house because something was going on. Because of your phone call with Johanna.
Yes, so she called them and they came to my house.
Okay. And they said the police were already being called. They were calling the police?
Yes, she said that she called my dad and he was coming there and he was calling. Yes.
Okay. Alright. And you just stayed at your mom's apartment? They told you to stay there?
Yes.
Okay. Alright. So you're staying there at your mom's apartment, and then what?
Well, I went over to use the phone.
Went over to use the phone,
yes,
and then...
So I stayed there until she called and told me that she was back at her apartment.
Okay.
Because I didn't want to be by myself for real. I wanted someone to always know what I was doing.
Okay.
So,
and your daughter's with you
the entire
during this time? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Alright. When you pull up to the apartment, you get out, go to your mom's apartment, knocking on neighbors' doors and everything. Your daughter's with you.
Yes.
Did you ever get back in your car or anything?
No, sir.
Okay.
No,
All right.
sir. I left the gun in the car because I didn't want to bring it into
The gun's with you in the car?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Where did you leave it at?
Just laying in the passenger seat.
Okay. Who did your mom call, or Johanna? Who called police?
I'm not sure. I wasn't with them when they were called.
Okay. All right. And then when they get to you at your mom's place, and do y'all go up to your mom's apartment?
Yes.
Okay. And then you're there. You never go back out or anything. Go down the car or nothing like that.
No, sir.
Okay. All right. What did you make him to? Did you make him food to eat?
I made cheese dip. I actually made it the day before and there was some left.
Oh, okay. So you just fixed him a plate.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Like I said, I was never expecting for anything to happen as extreme as it did, but when I saw that he had the stick, I didn't know if he was going to try to come in and hurt me or hurt my child, so I just couldn't put it in my bra.
Okay. Why did you buy the gun when you said you got it back in May? Is that what you said?
Yes, sir. Just for protection.
Just for protection. Did he know that you have a gun?
Yes, sir.
Or own a gun?
Yes.
Okay. Has there ever been any other point when since you got the gun that you felt like you needed to use it or for protection or anything then?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take a break, okay? And that's a lot to process. It's a scary situation, okay? I see you got water. If you need anything, like I said, the room's recorded. Just wave your hands or whatever. I'm gonna step out for a minute, all right? And I'll just let you take a break because I know it's a lot of information, a lot to process there. Okay, all right. And I'll be back with you here in a minute. Okay. All right. I wanted to go back over with you at your apartments. And I'm trying to picture 410 6th Street. Is that a duplex or like apartments? Apartments. Like, is it single story or
The building I live in is 2 stories.
2 story? Okay. So, that's the one after Chapel Ridge. Sorry.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Well, it's kind of, it's behind Chapel Ridge. Yeah, I don't.
Okay. Was anybody outside?
Not that I seen.
Okay. As far as your neighbors go, you didn't see anybody. All right. Let me just I'll revisit it and tell me if I missed something. Okay. So we'll start at the point you're at your apartment. He shows up, knocks on the door. Did you know it was him then? No. Okay. Yeah, a knock on the door. You just got your daughter out of the bath, or you gave her a bath. She's in her room. You answer the door and get him his plate of food. He comes in. You give him his plate of food. About how long was he there then?
Maybe 5 minutes.
Okay, not very long.
Yes.
Okay. You said you can't stay, and then he goes.
Outside.
Was he mad then?
I think he was, yes.
Okay.
Just because we went outside and threw the food at my car.
Did you watch him do that?
No, sir. When he knocked on the door again, that's when he had the wooden blanket. I seen where he had thrown the food in the car.
Okay.
So I was like, why are you doing
Yeah.
this?
Okay. So he knocks on the door second time, and that's when you see the plank of wood in his hands with the nails.
Yes, sir.
And he's standing in front of your door.
Yes.
Okay. When he was knocking on the door, how was he knocking? Like, was he just like a...
I think he knocked with the wood the second time because it did sound different.
Okay. So you come back in, shut the door.
Yes.
You lock it then.
Yes, sir.
Lock the door, and now you're on the phone with your cousin.
Yes.
And you called her then, at that point, after seeing what he'd done with the car, holding a plank of wood,
Yes.
telling her what's going on. Okay.
So that's when she instructed me to start recording. So
Okay.
from that point, I recorded until he yelled
Okay.
at me.
And then when you come in from that time, is when you get your gun out of your purse.
After I seen the wood, yes, I got the gun, pulled my phone out for a charger, called her, turned on the camera.
Okay. All right. And then he knocks on the door again.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you answer the door.
Yes.
Okay. And he's right there at the door. All right. And then that's when he tries to snatch your phone.
Yes.
Okay.
This is when he's saying, you better not call the police on me, I'm gonna go to jail, all of this. And so that's when I'm like, hey, you need to leave, if you don't want to go to jail, then you need to go. And then he just kept saying that he was getting closer, and then he charged at me, he took the phone, and I just pulled it out, and everything just happened right then.
Okay. So you're in your apartment. You're there at the doorway,
Yes, sir.
not outside the doorway.
I don't know if I went outside or not, I don't really remember.
Okay.
But as far as I can recall, yes, sir, I was at my doorstep.
Okay. All right. So he comes at you at the same time you're pulling your gun out.
Yes, sir.
When he snatches he gets the phone from you.
Yes.
All right. And does he just continue to hold the phone?
I don't know what he was about to do. He had the phone in his hands, and he looked like he could have came back at me, or I don't know what he was about to do.
Is he facing you?
Yes.
Okay. And is he still moving to you?
I believe so, yes. And
Okay.
that's why I was pulling it out while that was happening. And then he ran. I watched him run away. And then while he was running away, I was knocking on the neighbor's door trying to get help.
Okay. When you pulled your gun out, did you tell him that? Did you say anything then?
Yes, I did.
What'd
I
you?
said, you better stop or I'm gonna shoot.
Okay. And by better stop, you meant like coming at you.
Yes, sir.
And he didn't. Did he? He didn't have the wood then.
No, sir, he did not.
Okay.
I didn't know if he was. I didn't know what he was gonna do. I didn't know where the wood was at. I didn't know which way he was gonna go. So
What was he saying during that time?
he wasn't saying anything.
He didn't say anything to you. Okay.
Just other than you better not call the police. He saying that.
That was it. Was he yelling it? Was he saying it like a normal voice or?
I mean, he's not really. He's kind of soft spoken, so it didn't. I don't know.
Okay. All right. At that point in time, what were you feeling?
I was scared. I was nervous. I was anxious, and I didn't know which way what it was going to happen.
Okay. All right. And you, from the best you remember, you were still at your doorway. You said
So,
you don't know if you went outside during that time.
I know when he was running, I was watching him from in front of my neighbor's door. That's when I knocked on her door.
Okay.
While he was running.
So you saw him running, and which way he ran?
He ran towards the trash can.
Okay. All right. And you shot at him one time?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Just the morning shot. I just wanted him to leave so I could go to bed because my baby has to go to school and I was supposed to go work in the morning. So I just wanted him to go away.
Okay. Now, you're saying warning shot. What do you mean by a warning shot?
Just like I said, hey, I'm stopping. I'm going to shoot. So I shot. I wasn't aiming to hurt him or anything. Just pulled the trigger.
Okay. All right. Do you know you hit him or shot him? Do you know that? You don't know from at that point in time. You don't know.
No, sir.
Okay.
I saw him running, so I didn't know if he was going to come back to my house or not.
Okay. Did he go out of your line of sight, like when he was running? Like he ran somewhere and you couldn't see him anymore?
Yeah, when he got to the fence, that's when I started knocking on the neighbor's door asking for help.
Okay. You didn't. You were trying to knock on the door for help. You didn't follow after him or nothing like that. Okay. All right. When you were knocking on the neighbor's door, did you see the wood anywhere?
I wasn't looking for it. I was just looking to find someone's phone so I could call for help.
Yeah. After you pulled the trigger and you shot, what did you do with the gun?
It was still in my hand. So I was just knocking, trying to find someone so I could use their phone.
Okay.
And then I went and got my baby and I went to my mom's house because I didn't have anyone finding the phone.
Okay. All right. Is there anything that we didn't discuss that we missed?
I mean, yesterday he was sending me a lot of messages saying that he would bust the windows on my house. But he didn't really specify. He said the glass was going to be busted. I didn't know if he meant the car or my house or whatever. That was last night after I told him he couldn't come to my house yesterday.
Okay. Why did y'all break up?
He was cheating. Regulars.
Okay.
There was a number of things.
Cheating and what's the number of things?
Cheating. He was hitting me. Just not truthful, not responsible. I was trying to get in his head like, we have a baby on the way, you need to grow up a little. We got another person to think about.
He knew that you were pregnant.
Yes, sir. He went to the, when I got an ultrasound, went to the first appointment.
Okay.
He hit me since then.
He's hit you since then? When's the most recent time that he's hit you?
About 2 weeks ago, we went to Eudora and he punched me while we were there, so I came back home. And he stayed there.
You go, Eudora at his mom's?
Yes, I actually went to go to court in McGee for a speeding ticket. And McGee is right next to Eudora. So it was September the 5th, I believe.
Okay. How did he hit you then?
He punched me.
Punched you?
Yes, sir.
In your face?
He did.
Did he leave an injury then?
There was a mark from my glasses because he hit me here and my glasses.
Yeah. Did you take a picture of that or anything?
No, sir.
Did you tell anybody about it?
Yes, I told his mom and his grandparents.
Were they there? They witnessed that?
His well, she's, I don't know who she is to him. His grandma's girlfriend. She's seen him.
Okay. Did police get called in or anything?
No, sir. I just went home.
Okay. You went home with him?
No, I went home to Conway. He stayed there.
He stayed there. You drove your car back?
Yes, sir.
Okay. As far as tonight goes, with this at your apartment, is there anything that we didn't discuss that you didn't tell me, as far as anything you left out or anything that I didn't mention, bring up that that needs to be said or anything?
No, sir. I don't think so.
Okay.
I did text my daughter's dad from the camp from his phone to let him know where our daughter will be in case anything. I was gonna try to call him and let him know where she was.
Okay.
But he didn't answer, so I didn't talk to him. But I did text him and tell him.
Okay. All right. Okay. You said you were scared whenever he tried to snatch your phone, or you snatched your phone, and did he hit you then, or anything, or did he just snatch the phone?
Not immediately, no. But I didn't know. I didn't know.
You didn't know if he did or not?
No, I mean, he didn't hit me right then, but I didn't know if he was going to try to come back and do anything, because that's the kind of stuff that he does.
Okay. When you say you didn't know if he was going to try to come back, like, had he, when he snatched your phone, did he
Like, he didn't.
Did he leave or
No,
walk away?
Not until I shot at him. That's when he started to run.
Okay. When he is holding the piece of wood, and you answered the door, and he's got the piece of wood with the nails in it in his hand, he didn't do anything then?
No, sir.
He just held it.
Yeah, I closed the door immediately when I seen it.
When you saw that, you closed the door immediately?
Well, I asked him, what are you doing with that? And then I closed the door and I locked it. And then I went and put my gun in my bra because I didn't know if he was going to try to hit me with it. And then he had already said that he was going to break my glass, so I didn't know. Because my daughter's bedroom, hers is the one right beside the front door. So I'm thinking, okay, he's going to bust the glass out. He might come in and do whatever he wants after that.
Okay. So, let me ask you this question, okay? After you saw that, right, he's got a piece of wood with nails in it. He's already did something, threw a plate on your car. He's angered. And you get your gun and you're recording. How come you answered the door again?
I don't know. I just wanted him to go. So I opened it and I told him, hey, you need to leave. That was it. Because my plan ultimately was, I'm going to call the police. I was recording to show everything just to be on the safe side.
Okay.
I wasn't expecting it to fully actually happen the way that it did.
Okay. So you opened it slightly, or opened it enough to where you could see him, and you know, had the phone where it's recording, and you didn't see the wood then.
Yes,
All right. About how, so if you're looking at the door, or when you're opening the door, about how far did it open?
enough for me to be in the doorway, I think.
Enough for you, what?
For me to be in the door, so before.
Okay.
I still had one hand on the door, so I would be able to close it.
Okay. In doing so, when he did that, did he try to, did the door come open? How did the door come open more?
I'm not really sure. I don't know. I guess I opened it when I was trying to pull my gun from my shirt.
And so now you don't have another hand on the door?
No, sir.
Okay. Is the door open all the way at that point?
I don't think so. I don't know. I don't remember.
Okay.